From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning. Yesterday was a beautiful day. Today is going to be just as beautiful, but it's going to be pretty windy out there. You're taking a live look right now at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bimart. This camera will be shaking a little bit later in the day. Now, for right now, it is a bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley. Elsewhere, light winds. These will pick up as the day progresses, especially after 2 p.m. Right now, temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and 60s for lower elevations. Kind of a big spread. 49 in Yakima, 62 in the Tri-Cities, 40s in the Cascades, 40s and 50s up in the Blues. Your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations, like I mentioned, lots of sunshine all throughout the day, so it's going to end up being a beautiful day. Another day where we'll be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast, very windy today and Friday, specifically in the Kittitas Valley. Rain chances going up for Friday through Sunday. Temperatures going down at least temporarily for this weekend. We're going to heat it back up for next week. I'll touch on all these points coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a fire station in Pendleton will be temporarily closing soon, but it's not all bad news because it could actually really benefit the community. We'll tell you why coming up.
Plus, multiple acres of farmland on fire near Wallula Junction. Our team was at the scene and has more on the flames that were heading to Highway 12.
And later, Washington's largest pickleball tournament is back in Kennewick. We'll tell you how the event is impacting local economy. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, June 18th, and we have some new information that we're starting the show with this morning as we're learning more about the crash yesterday morning that killed a man crossing a busy Kennewick street.
And this happened just after 8:30 in the morning near Gage Boulevard and Louisiana Street. Kennewick police say 61-year-old Brian Gould of Kennewick was walking outside of the marked crosswalk when he was hit and killed by a car. It was heading westbound, and the driver was a 61-year-old Pasco man. Police say there is no indication of excessive speeding or impairment, saying that the driver is cooperating with investigators. And a fire in Yakima County is 100% contained this morning. It started yesterday on the 4100 block of Toole Road. Crews fought the fire from the ground and the air. Strong winds pushed the fire to burn just over 300 acres.
Another fire broke out off of Highway 12, this one near Wallula Junction. Firefighters from Walla Walla were on scene fighting the farmland fire. Multiple acres were burned, and even though those flames did get pretty close to Highway 12, luckily traffic wasn't impacted.
Now, over in Pendleton, Fire Station 2 is gearing up for some remodeling.
Yeah, they were just awarded a grant for their station that was built back in the 1970s. This grant's going to help them get up to code.
But as Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma reports, the team is trying to find some extra funding.
Yeah, they say this current grant comes with a bit of red tape, and that doesn't allow for all of the needed improvements.
Pendleton Fire Station 2 is receiving a seismic grant to give the station upgrades to its building. Jared Usselman, Assistant Chief of Operations, says the station is trying to add some funding to that remodeling phase to go towards modifying the station's accommodations, which the grant rules don't allow for.
We have more females coming in, and our facilities here just aren't very adequate for that anymore, quite outdated. So we're just trying to make it to where this place is a little more modernized for the era that we're living in the fire service.
Usselman says they're going to stretch that extra funding.
One of the most important things is upstairs. Upstairs is where the dorms are. We don't have a dorm here. It's an open dorm. I think that, we have some cubicle walls up there for separation and privacy, especially when we're talking about like the co-ed group. But the ability to have like ADA compliant bathrooms.
Usselman also says it would help the firefighters' living situation on warmer days.
Potentially get our HVAC updated to where it's able to keep up in the summer with the high temperatures in the Columbia Basin.
As of right now, the station is at the drawing board and looking for ways to get those extra dollars.
Talk with is our city, the city of Pendleton and the local city council to see if the funding is already available internally. And then we're trying to use some other means as well. There's not a lot as far as additional grants for these types of things, but talking with like our private fire districts that we serve and talking with the city and then with the facilities manager on what we can potentially do here.
The station will have to temporarily close while the renovations take place. Reporting in Pendleton, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. Now, Usselman says the station is trying to help educate the community and is in no way pointing fingers at their local government in not providing enough for the station.
Well, Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels just got a major boost from a community supporter to help serve more meals in the Tri-Cities. They just received a $10,000 grant from Battelle. That money is going to help support the organization's sustainable kitchen project, upgrading some old equipment like refrigeration units and hot plates, and also helping them source local ingredients. Director Brian Kenner says partnerships like this are key to keeping their mission alive.
When you're trying to focus in on feeding the people, putting all your money towards the food, when you start having capital projects coming on, those grant opportunities that the community partners allow us to apply for are just critical, and they just go a long way to helping us complete our mission.
Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels also offers free meals at its cafe locations from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And for more information, you can head to our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a shocking act of violence has left a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband dead. Why officials believe it may have been a politically motivated attack and how Washington leaders are responding.
But first, we want to give you that beautiful live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. It is 6 minutes after 5, and when we come back from the break, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have a look at your forecast.
The Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Look for the summer discount stickers on select vehicles. The new 2025 Kia Sportage is available with a fuel-efficient gas engine, a gas-electric hybrid, or as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. A new 2025 Kia Sportage LX Hybrid starts at just $29,990. Plus, get 4.99% interest for up to 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union, money where it matters.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Warm months bring dangerous storms, many with lightning.
With advanced forecasting technology, trust the First Alert Weather Team to keep you ahead of the storm and help keep your family safe.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather, always on your side.
It's the music event of summer. CMA Fest with can't-miss performances by Blake Shelton, Megan Maroney, Keith Urban, Kelsey Ballerini, and more.
You don't want to miss it.
CMA Fest presented by SoFi, Thursday, June 26th on ABC.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We do have red flag warnings that are in place for today, technically on the periphery of our viewing area, but this does include Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Adams, Columbia, Garfield, and Asotin County. So again, technically out of our viewing area, but close enough. We'll keep a very close eye on things. Right now, temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and 60s in Kittitas County, just kind of depending on the microclimate. 40s and 50s in the Yakima Valley and the lower Columbia Basin. Looks like pretty much all of us are in the 60s. Do have some 50s for Umatilla and Connell. 50s and 60s for the Blue Foothills, and 40s and 50s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your CodeCast for today for the Tri-Cities. Maybe you'd want a light jacket early this morning, but I think by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock should be t-shirt weather for the rest of the day. So for today, highs getting up into the 70s and 80s for lower elevations, still about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. And then as we head into the next couple of days, specifically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's going to get pretty interesting. So here's Futurecast satellite and radar. You see the spinning L right here in the Gulf of Alaska. This is a low pressure system. And this is 12 p.m. on Thursday. This is going to start to swing down towards the south and towards the east. And as we head into, again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that low pressure, think of that as sort of a kickstarter for atmospheric activity. So we could have some showers. Definitely the temperature is going to get a lot cooler. So I'll show you the rain chances going up and the temperature is going down. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 11 minutes after 5 now. And lawmakers in Washington are responding after a Minnesota Democratic State Representative, Melissa Hortman, and her husband were shot and killed Saturday morning.
Now, Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette survived the shooting, but it's an act that Governor Walz described as a politically motivated assassination. Drew Mickelson reports.
Well, disheartening doesn't begin to capture it at all. So ordered.
A lot has changed in politics since Washington Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck was first elected to the state house in 1976. The Democrat says the Minnesota shootings are just the latest proof that more Americans believe violence is part of the political process.
More and more people are saying that out loud, and more people are actually doing that. The truth is that nothing could be more antithetical to what it means to be an American than that point of view or that behavior.
The idea that this type of political violence, essentially murder, it could happen in our country is hard to believe, and something we should oppose regardless of partisan position.
Washington State Senator John Braun, a Republican, has been critical of Democratic policies, but says violence cannot be an option.
We can vehemently disagree, but we got to do it in a way that leads to civil discourse and the best outcome.
We are going to reject attempts to divide us with fear, anger, and hate.
Washington Speaker of the House, Democratic Representative Lori Jenkins, has been the target of threats even before being elected when she fought for LGBTQ+ rights.
All of us are responsible right now for making it clear what we stand for. We do not stand for violence, and violence is a way to achieve political ends.
Acting U.S. Attorney Joseph H. Thompson says Vance is continuing to make his remarks online as well. It's a story, of course, we'll continue to follow. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Giving you a live look outside this morning from our Bimart camera in Yakima. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert with your first alert forecast as we make our way through the week.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Our #1 service here at NIU Women's Clinic and Aesthetics is our weight loss program. Our program is really focused on a lifestyle change. We want our patients to be able to lose around 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss a month is what we see. But when they're done with us on the program, we want them to be able to keep that weight off. We don't want to see them yo-yo.
So I've lost about 40 to 50 pounds, and that's been over the span of 3 to 4 months. At my peak, I think I was losing probably 10 pounds a week. It was quite a bit, and I just noticed it was falling off of me.
So we are proud to announce that we are releasing a virtual weight loss program. What makes our program so successful for both men and women is the fact that we are treating exactly the reason why you're gaining this weight in the first place. By addressing your insulin insensitivity, your hormone balancing, your lifestyle, treating everything. We really focus on you and your needs.
Now open in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to start your weight loss journey today.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, get $4,250 total customer cash, plus $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
End of spring sale at Queensgate Gardens. 30% off annuals and vegetable starts. Hurry in while we still have a great selection. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today we're going to have some strong west and northwesterly winds impact the region, especially for the Kittitas Valley and the Morrow County foothills. Peak gusts there between 45 to 50 miles per hour. That peak time frame is going to be from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Now keep in mind, it could be breezy or windy before this time frame, but that's when we're going to see the bulk of the strongest winds. Otherwise today going to be a sunny day. Could have a shower or a thunderstorm up in the Cascades, but the rest of us should be dry and sunny on top of that. And then the highs going to be similar to yesterday, will be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 50s up in the Cascades, 60s and 70s up in the Blues. For tonight, mostly clear skies. Could have a sprinkle left over up in the Cascades, but otherwise dry, mostly clear. Overnight lows down in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Okay, as we head into Thursday, the wind's going to be calmer. That's not going to be the case for Friday. They'll come back with vengeance. Peak gusts could be up around 45 to 50 miles per hour once again for the Morrow County foothills and up in the Kittitas Valley. So in conditions like these, fires could start or spread quickly. We're definitely going to keep a very close eye on that. But the saving grace is that temperature is going to go down because of the cold front that's going to pass. And of course, that's why the winds are going to go up. So sort of a catch-22 in that regard. But look at how cool we're going to be by Saturday, 70. Now, I would still classify 70 as warm, but not for this time of the year. We'll be about 15 degrees cooler than normal, but temperatures rebound very quickly in the next week. And it's not just that temperatures go down into the weekend, rain chances go up. Friday through Sunday, those are going to be our best chances of seeing rainfall, especially on Saturday. And this is going to be the most wetting rain we've had in, I'd say, a month and a half. So Friday through Sunday could pick up around 0.7 inches of rainfall in the Cascades, between 0.1 to 0.2 for lower elevations and the Blues. That might not seem significant, but that is definitely going to help out with our vegetation dryness situation. And it is going to, I'm not saying it's going to delay fire season, but it's certainly going to put us in a better situation than we were just, let's say, a week back. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Very warm and windy today, cooler with shower chances headed into the weekend, and we finish where we started by Monday. In Yakima, windy today, breezy, cooler and wetter this weekend, and warming up and drying out for next week. In Ellensburg, a round of strong winds today, another round on Friday, rain likely Saturday, but drier and warmer to start next week with light winds. In Hermiston, also seeing multiple rounds of windy weather over the next few days, but calmer next week in the wake of the weekend storm system. Then for Walla Walla, cooling way down with decent shower chances Friday through Sunday, then back into the summer swing next week.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, from action-packed blockbusters to groundbreaking choreography, 4 Hollywood heavyweights are all being honored with Oscars for their lasting impact. We'll tell you who the lucky recipients are in your entertainment headlines coming up right after the break. It's 5:19.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12 packs, buy 2, get 2 free. Save $3 on Old Trapper 10-ounce beef jerky. Plus find Seattle's best 12-ounce ground coffee for $5.49. Wrangler men's regular fit jeans are just $17.99. And Mobil One 5-quart full synthetic oil is $21.99 after rebate. Store-wide 3-week savings are happening now at Bi-Mart since 1955.
Power through your summer chores with less downtime. And enjoy more playtime with Steel Battery.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers. Expand your palate and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
Want to revolutionize your career in digital advertising? Then join our team at Apple Valley News Now. We're looking for people passionate about helping local businesses thrive in today's evolving market. Check us out now at morganmurphymedia.com/current-openings.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, in Hollywood's courtroom, Tyler Perry is being sued by an actor for sexual harassment and assault allegations.
Yeah, according to reports, Derek Dixon accused Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, sexually exploitive dynamic while he was starring on Perry's shows The Oval and Ruthless. According to the complaint, Dixon says he met Perry back in 2019 before starring on his shows.
He says Perry promised him career advancement and opportunities, but subjected him to harassment, assault, and battery. Dixon said he suffered from depression, anxiety, and PTSD following the alleged incidents.
An attorney for Perry called the claims fabricated, adding that he's confident the case will fail.
And some sad news coming out of Hollywood for foodies everywhere. Beloved Food Network star Anne Burrell has passed away.
Burrell was found unresponsive yesterday morning at her home in New York. Emergency responders pronounced her dead at the scene, but no cause of death has been released at this time.
Burrell became a household name through shows like Worst Cooks in America, Iron Chef America, and Chef Wanted. She also hosted her own long-running series, Secrets of a Restaurant Chef.
Burrell earned 2 Emmy nominations for the show and inspired countless home cooks. She's survived by her husband, her stepson, her mom, and her sister.
She was 55 years old.
Well, in the battle between cable and streaming services, for the first time, streaming service viewership has surpassed traditional TV viewing.
And that's according to Nielsen's monthly report of The Gauge, which tracks how people spend time watching TV. So last month, streamers combined to grab 44.8% of all TV viewership. Cable and broadcast TV drew a combined 44.2% of viewers in May.
Streaming usage is only expected to keep rising. Over the last 4 years, streaming viewership has spiked by 71%.
Also, the Academy is honoring 4 Hollywood legends for their impact on film, TV, and beyond. Tom Cruise, Dolly Parton, Debbie Allen, and Wynn Thomas will all receive honorary Oscars at this year's Governor's Awards.
The award celebrates a lifetime of exceptional achievement, major contributions to film, or outstanding service to the Academy. Cruise is being recognized for his blockbuster career and commitment to the industry.
Parton will take home the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award for her decades of charitable work. Debbie Allen is being honored for her groundbreaking work on stage and on screen as a choreographer, actor, and producer. And Wynn Thomas is being recognized for his visionary production design on films like Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, and Hidden Figures.
The awards will be presented on November 16th in Hollywood.
Very cool, all well-deserving and
yeah.
Such a well-rounded group of people
Tom
receiving
Cruise
those.
should be honored for his stunts that he does on set.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. The hunt is still on for the Wenatchee man accused of killing his 3 young daughters. Now, investigators believe it is possible he may have changed his appearance. Coming up next, we have the latest on the manhunt for Travis Decker.
And a big change coming for Valley Mall shoppers. A popular home decor store is shutting its doors for good. And coming up, we'll tell you when it's closing and why the company says it had no choice. It's all in your next half hour, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon warning its employees of big changes ahead due to AI. The company telling staff to embrace artificial intelligence while warning it could shrink the workforce in the future. In a new memo, Amazon CEO says efficiency gains from AI will mean fewer people doing some current roles. Next, the TikTok ban is about to be delayed yet again. The third extension, set to come in an executive order by President Trump, will allow 3 more months for the app's China-based owner to find an American buyer. Congress passed a bipartisan law last year banning TikTok in the U.S. Finally, the new school year will bring a big change to schools in Italy, a complete ban on cell phones. Kids in Italy will not be allowed to have phones in any schools across the entire country, the first type of ban in Europe, aiming to reduce distractions and improve learning. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
I'm the voice inside your head. And while you're typically athletic, right now, you're pathetic. Rick. And once you start listening to me, it's gonna be hard to stop. Shank. And if you don't have the right auto coverage, the cost of this could hit you out of nowhere. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem, like me.
Is that the scent of hope? Justice?
Citrus.
Super.
Life happens. Kids, pets, spills. Luckily, Stanley Steamer's deep carpet cleaning lifts dirt, allergens, and stains, leaving your home cleaner than ever. Stanley Steamer, for a cleaner and healthier home.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
I don't even need to ask anymore. He's just been on a roll.
I know. We just always
going
assume
right.
You need
it goes up.
For good juju, you need to ask every morning. But
So how's
yes,
it looking?
But yes, it did go up. The 3-degree guarantee jackpot, sponsored by our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel, now up to 1,200. That's a nice round number, 1,200. Yesterday went with a forecast high of 88 in Pasco Tri-Cities. It verified at 87. So yes, now the jackpot is at 1,200. So here's the deal for today. I'm once again going with a forecast high of 88 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 85 to 91, the jackpot's going to hit 1,225, $1,225. If that doesn't happen, all $1,200 could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a live look at Richland. This view coming also courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. And the camera, you see it's just shaking subtly. It's going to be shaking a lot more a little bit later in the day as the wind gusts are going to pick up, especially after 2 p.m. Now for right now, it is a bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley. Elsewhere, the wind gusts are light. Okay, temperatures 40s, 50s, and 60s for lower elevations. Interesting spread, right? 49 in Yakima, 66 in Hermiston, 40s up in the Cascades, 40s and 50s in the Blues. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Lots of sunshine all throughout the day. We're going to be in the mid-70s as soon as 10 and then up into the 80s at the peak of daytime heating. So just like with yesterday, for today, plenty of sunshine. High temperature is going to be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. And I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's beautiful forecast. Also, I'll show you what vegetation dryness is looking like. So all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
And authorities are now intensifying their search for Travis Decker. That's the father suspected of killing his 3 young daughters before going on the run in rural Chelan County.
Officials are now warning that he may have changed his appearance to ward off any detection. On Tuesday, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office confirmed that multiple agencies continue to collaborate and conduct extensive ground and aerial searches.
Yeah, take a look at the screen. This is what they believe he may have changed his appearance to. We also know that the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office has been instrumental in providing resources for the search, particularly with their expertise in locating suspects in wooded areas. Again, if you know anything about the case or where Travis Decker may be, you are asked to call 911 immediately.
And a group in Yakima is calling on the city council to preserve a piece of history. About 30 people gathered yesterday evening for a rally hosted by Yakima Valley Trolleys. The city council is considering a road construction plan that could eliminate the trolley line to Sela. And the attendees' goal is to save the trolley.
It's going to be great for tourism. It's going to put Yakima on the map for historic preservation and culture. And so it's a good thing.
Last night, the council held space for open discussion on the matter where residents voiced their concerns. No decision has been made at this time.
Union Gap shoppers will soon lose a home decor hub. According to court documents, At Home filed for bankruptcy. The company will close 26 stores nationwide, including the location near the Valley Mall. In the court documents, At Home said the cost of operating some of its stores has just gotten too expensive. There is still a little more time to visit the store, though it is set to close by the end of September.
And now, while many colleges in Washington and across the country are struggling with enrollment, WSU Tri-Cities is seeing continued success.
Yeah, go Cougs. Napa Valley News Now's William Albert shows us what they've been doing to stay ahead of that curve.
Over the past 2 fall semesters, Wazoo Tri-Cities has seen steady growth, especially among first-year students, with smaller gains coming from transfer students from colleges like Columbia Basin. But recent data shows undergraduate enrollment increased by over 5% last year, and total fall enrollment rose by more than 3%. Despite being a smaller campus, Director of Admissions Jamie Owens says much of their success has come from building relationships with local schools.
It's just really building relationships with the local high school counselors and getting into the schools, being able to talk with students and letting them know about the opportunities right here in the Tri-Cities. And so for students staying local, it actually saves them money getting a 4-year education, so they're not having to pay for housing and meal plans.
Owen says what also sets Wazoo Tri-Cities apart is its strong focus on job placement after graduation. The school works with local industry partners to provide students with internships that can lead directly to employment.
Our College of Engineering is one of the big ones that allows for this. Our College of Nursing, and then also we have our business program has a lot of internships as well. And so our students are able to be placed in jobs straight out of college, just all here locally.
She also says that first-year students have been driving the most significant growth in recent years.
First-year students, we are seeing the most significant growth. In fall 2023, we saw about a 20% increase in our first-year students, and then this past fall 2024, we saw a 16% increase in our first-year students.
Wazoo Tri-Cities is a small campus with a student population under 2,000. It is expected to see big gains in the fall of 2025, like many colleges post-pandemic.
We're not exempt from the COVID enrollment drop. We certainly saw that. But we've been working very intentionally to get our enrollment up. We didn't just leave that to chance. We've been working very hard, and our admissions team is fabulous in getting our enrollment up over the last 3 years.
Growing enrollment means growing an educated community with a commitment to continued learning. In Richland, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, WSU Tri-Cities is also the most diverse campus in the WSU system, with nearly half of its students being first-generation college students.
5:34 now. Grab your paddles and your sunscreen. The Tri-Cities is preparing to host a major pickleball tournament.
Ooh, Apple Valley News Now Stan Hansen has a preview of the Summer Classic and why it's a big win for Kennewick.
It's game on in Kennewick, where the 2025 Pickleball Summer Classic is about to bring the heat. And I'm not just talking about the weather. From June 19th to the 22nd, hundreds from across the country will compete in Washington's largest pickleball tournament on permanent courts. Natalie Clifton, sports development manager for Visit Tri-Cities, says this is the third year of the tournament and it keeps growing.
There's over 400 pickleball players registered. They're coming from all over the country.
The tournament features everything from age group doubles to elite open singles under the lights. And with pro-level talent on the roster, the level of play is expected to be top tier.
The level of competition here in general is as good as anywhere we've ever been. We've played all over the world, internationally and around the nation, and there's some great talent here in the Tri-Cities. The actual competition itself, the level that comes in, they're amazing.
Sullivan says he's not playing in this year's tournament because his son is getting married. But going into last year, Sullivan's strategy is a sound one when he plays doubles. What was your strategy going into last year's tournament?
Keep my wife happy.
Smart strategy. And it's not just about the games. Visit Tri-Cities estimates the event could bring in around $200,000 in economic impact to the area, filling up local hotels, restaurants, and shops.
With all those participants coming in from around the nation, around the Pacific Northwest, it's just going to be a great event for our community, raise a bunch of money, and just help boost our economy.
The winner of this year's Pickleball Summer Classic not only gets the title of champion, but also a prize of $15,000. So whether you're here to win gold or soak up the energy, this pickleball tournament is serving one heck of a summer. Reporting in Kennewick, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And the action kicks off Thursday, June 19th at 8 a.m. with food vendors, music, and much more. And for more information, just head to our website at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Well, if you love golf and making a difference, First Tee Central Washington wants to hear from you. The youth golf program is looking for volunteer coaches to serve as positive role models for kids and teens across the Yakima Valley. The program combines golf skills with life lessons, teaching kids confidence, respect, and perseverance through play. And coaches don't need to be pros, just enthusiastic, caring, and ready to inspire.
They end up being mentors to these kids, not only when they're young, but as they get into middle school and then in high school, and playing with them and just talking about life in general and working with their life skills as well as their golf skills.
Coaches will receive training and must pass a background check. If you want more information on how to get involved, head to our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
And a local swim team's 2025 season is now canceled. The Toppenish Tarpons made that announcement, and this comes after they say the pool will not open until July, adding that it's not feasible to have a season. They say reimbursements will be given to anyone who has already paid. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we'll be meeting Baskin, a gentle pup who's stealing hearts across the Tri-Cities. Shy, sweet, and great with kids, the perfect bachelor for today's Operation Best Friend. More on her coming up.
And giving you a beautiful live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino and Hotel Skycam in Richland at Columbia Point. We'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and a look at your forecast after the break. It's 5:38.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
This summer, Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is heating things up with incredible savings on every piano in our showroom. Take advantage of special bundles on our digital models. Enjoy savings on both new and used options. Get up to $10,000 off on select grand pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 12 months, and every purchase includes free delivery in Tri-Cities. The hottest part, our 2-day summer sale event happens June 26th and 27th only. Turn up the heat and visit Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos today.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals and everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide Connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Tonight, tensions rise in LA and ICE protests spread across the country. Plus, Trump's new warning just days before his military parade in D.C. World News Tonight with David Muir is the #1 newscast in America.
Come on. Come on. Come on now.
You have no idea what to expect now.
Come on, man.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. Guess what? It's going to be windy in the Kittitas Valley. Peak gusts up around 50 miles per hour and warm as highs are going to be around 80. In the Yakima Valley, also windy here. Peak gusts around 35 miles per hour. High temperatures in the mid-80s. Lots of sunshine. In the basin, we could see peak gusts around 40 miles per hour, 35 to 40 miles per hour. I think most of us probably fall short of 90 degrees, but we'll make it interesting. Then in the Blue Foothills, 70s, but mostly 80s. It's going to be in the 60s and 70s. Could even perhaps have some low 80s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, but lots of sunshine out this way, and in the foothills, it's going to be especially windy. Those peak gusts around 45 miles per hour. Okay, here is today's vegetation dryness forecast. And remember, these have been adjusted. These levels have been adjusted for typical dryness per microclimate. So a critical level of vegetation dryness in the Cascades in the upper Yakima Basin. Things a little bit better in the lower Yakima Basin, but the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, lower Columbia Basin, the Blue Foothills, all still seeing that elevated level of dryness. And we're also seeing that same level in the Blue Mountains. These values, or these colors, I guess I should put it that way, they're all going to get better because temperature is going down, rain chances going up as we head into the weekend. I'll show you those two storylines coming up in a few minutes.
All right, that music can only mean one thing. It's time for Operation Best Friend. And this week, we learned that sometimes the quietest dogs leave the loudest impressions.
Today, we are going to meet Baskin, and he will certainly be Robin your heart.
That is a pun.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Well, he's a 1-year-old husky mixed with a dash of stud waiting to be adopted by his forever family.
So without further ado, let's meet Baskin.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
I'm Elizabeth Norman with the Pipple Pen, and this is Baskin. Baskin is a 1-year-old husky mix, and he's been on our program since he was a young puppy. He was found running loose with his sisters, and he has been in foster care since then, and he's looking for his forever home. And Baskin is a sweet, sensitive soul. He's very calm, very quiet. He is good with other animals. He loves spending time with other dogs. He's cat neutral. Baskin loves to spend time outside. That's his preference. He is a nature lover, so he just enjoys sitting outside, watching the world go by. He loves going for walks. He walks fantastic on a leash. Baskin loves children. That's where you really see him come alive. As soon as he sees a little one, he perks right up and is extremely gentle with them. He's very good with dogs of all sizes. His best friend right now is my Chihuahua, and they play for hours outside, and he's very gentle. Baskin would do best in a calm environment with a stable home, not a whole lot of coming and going. He would be great with other animals or children in the home. If you'd like to make Baskin a part of your family, you can go to our website and his application is on there. If you're interested in more information, you can also go to our Facebook page.
Great picture.
I
of
loved
him.
that pig.
I got to meet him
stoic.
yesterday. So
I
cute.
know.
He was everything they said, like so sweet, just gentle.
I love that they said too, he like lights up around children, like he loves that energy.
Yeah.
And stuff
Yeah,
like that.
kind of a protector too.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, your morning sprint, everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, and giving you a live look outside from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will be back with your full First Alert forecast.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Summer's heating up. That means it's time to dive in. Pasco's Memorial Aquatic Park opens Saturday, June 14th. Get signed up for swim lessons, grab your season passes, and don't miss your chance to join the Pasco swim team. Looking to cool off? Open swim runs daily from 1 to 5:45 p.m. So grab the family and come make a splash. It's all happening at the Pasco Memorial Aquatic Park. Your summer fun starts here.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to be a very windy day for today, really for all of us, but especially in the Kittitas Valley and the Morrow County foothills. Peak gusts there between 45 to 50 miles per hour. And that peak time frame is going to be from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. But keep in mind that we could see the winds picking up before then. That's just when we're going to see the worst of it. Otherwise, today is going to be a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine. Could have some clouds, perhaps even a shower or thunderstorm up in the Cascades. The rest of us not going to have to deal with that. And just like with yesterday, our highs are going to be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 50s up in the Cascades, 60s and 70s in the Blues. For tonight, mostly clear skies. Could have a sprinkle or two left over in the Cascades, but otherwise a dry night. Overnight lows down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. The wind's going to be a lot calmer for Thursday, but they'll come back with vengeance on Friday. And once again, peak gusts around 45 to 50 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills and in the Kittitas Valley. And whenever we see winds like this around this time of the year, just know that fires could start or spread quickly. Thankfully, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22. The reason why the winds are going up is because temperatures are going down. So winds going up, not good for fire danger, but the temperatures going down, we like to see that, and they are going to go way down, especially by Saturday. Could be about 15 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. That's just going to be a little aberration, though, as we'll start to heat things back up into next week. But a nice little taste of spring, really, for the first weekend of summer, so that's a little ironic. And it's not just that temperatures are going down, but rain chances going up, specifically from Friday through Sunday. It looks like Saturday is probably going to be the most active day. I don't think it's going to be a washout, but some outdoor plans could be impacted. And this is going to be the most wetting rainfall we've had probably in a month and a half. As from Friday through Sunday, could have 0.6 to 0.7 inches of rainfall up in the Cascades. Even to the east of there, 0.1 to 0.2 inches. That might not seem like a lot, but for this time of the year, we will certainly take that. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Very warm and windy today, cooler with shower chances headed into the weekend. Then we finish where we started by Monday. In Yakima, windy today, breezy, cooler and wetter this weekend, and warming up and drying out for next week. In Ellensburg, a round of strong winds today, another round on Friday. Rain likely Saturday, but drier and warmer to start next week. In Hermiston, also seeing multiple rounds of windy weather over the next few days, but calmer next week in the wake of the weekend storm system. Then for Walla Walla, cooling way down with decent shower chances Friday through Sunday, then back into the summer swing next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:51. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
And we want to start with the top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning, as we are learning more about that deadly crash in Kennewick that killed a man crossing the street. We've now learned it was 61-year-old Brian Gill, who was crossing Gage Boulevard outside of a marked crosswalk when he was hit and killed by a 61-year-old driver from Pasco. We're told that man is cooperating, and so far no signs of impairment have been reported.
In Walla Walla, a vegetation fire sent crews scrambling to gain control of it just off Highway 12 yesterday. It was near Wallula Junction, and it's contained after scorching just over 300 acres of farmland. The flames did not impact any traffic.
And Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels just received a $10,000 grant from Battelle. This grant's going to help upgrade the aging kitchen equipment and support their sustainable food program across Benton and Franklin counties.
In Yakima, about 30 people rallied together to preserve a piece of history. They're asking city leaders to keep the trolley line to Sela, as a proposed road project could put it at risk. Last night, City Council held an open discussion where residents were able to voice their concerns.
And finally, the Tri-City is gearing up for the 2025 Pickleball Summer Classic from June 19th to the 22nd. Hundreds of players from across the country will hit the courts in Kennewick. Organizers can expect about a $200,000 economic boost for the area, and there is a $15,000 prize up for grabs.
Now to your national headlines this morning. The Federal Reserve Board meets today to determine interest rates. Many analysts expect the board to hold rates steady. The price of oil is up sharply due to the conflict between Iran and Israel. Some domestic energy infrastructure in those countries is damaged, and experts say regional export facilities also are at risk.
And in your business headlines this morning at 5:53, Amazon expects that its workforce of more than 1 million workers will shrink because of advances in artificial intelligence. That's the word from the company's chief executive. In a note to employees Tuesday, he said AI is increasingly capable of doing more jobs at Amazon, predicting that AI will lead to job losses at the company over the next few years.
In your health news, HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is exploring new ways to increase transparency around prescription drug advertising on TV. One option being considered would require drug ads to include more detailed information about potential side effects, promoting greater consumer awareness, though it may also result in longer, more costly ads. And a new study shows people who use marijuana double their risk of dying from heart disease. Researchers analyzed medical records of 200 million people between 19 and 59 years old. They found people who use marijuana had a 29% higher risk for heart attacks and a 20% higher risk for stroke compared with non-users. While more studies may be needed, some experts say it's time to rethink the potential harms that marijuana use may cause, especially if heart disease is a concern.
And at 5:54, talking sports this morning, following a devastating loss to the Boston Red Sox Sunday, in which the Seattle Mariners left the field with 0 runs, the team decided to pull an Uno reverse card last night in need of redemption. Mariners quickly gained a lead on the Sox and did not let the momentum stop. They left with the final score 8-0 in their second battle against the team. Hoping for a repeat, the Mariners will face off against the Red Sox for the final time before turning their sights to the Chicago Cubs this weekend. And the Florida Panthers are NHL champs. They defeated the Edmonton Oilers 5-1 in Game 6 of the finals just last night in Sunrise, Florida. This is the second straight year the Panthers lifted up that Stanley Cup. The back-to-back crowns both came at the expense of the Oilers. The Panthers' trio of veteran centers were the difference throughout these series. Edmonton remained scoreless until the last 5 minutes of the game, which was much too late to launch a comeback.
Trending this morning, Pedro Pascal was spotted in New York on Sunday.
Say it isn't so. We're actually learning it was contestant number 5, a lighting designer for The Daily Show.
George Countess won a Pedro Pascal. Wow.
Yeah, that's
He
spot
won
on.
a Pedro Pascal look-alike contest hosted by a Brooklyn restaurant.
And as you can see, he does bear an uncanny resemblance to The Last of Us and the Mandalorian star. Countess won a $50 cash prize and a year of free burritos from the restaurant.
That's so worth it. Free
Right,
burritos. Yeah. He told The Hollywood Reporter his co-workers at The Daily Show and his wife prodded him to participate in the contest after seeing a flyer. He said that his wife and kids came with him for support and that he was overwhelmed with how many people showed up.
The real Pedro Pascal has not yet weighed in on what he thinks of the contest.
You know he's getting stopped all the time for autographs. Like, it's just too similar.
100%.
Yeah. Oh, and we've seen a couple of these look-alike contests. The people don't usually look like the celebrity. This one does.
That was spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Go Guy.
I like it.
Guntis, that's his name.
All right. Go Guy.
Go Pedro Pascal.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, a lot of colleges are actually seeing numbers dropping, but one local campus is bucking the trend. We'll see what is setting WC Tri-Cities apart from others struggling to gain traction.
Plus, it's not every day a deputy pulls out a lasso, but when a chainsaw-wielding suspect refuses to come out of the pond, oh, this is terrifying. Officers might have to use some old-school tactics to reel them in. So a little later, we'll take a look at a Washington State trooper who definitely should have been a cowboy. And Josh, what are you tracking for us?
Should have been a cowboy. A little bit of Toby Keith, but anyway, it is going to be a cooler weekend and a wetter weekend as well. I'll show you some of those shower chances coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.